Hello friends, my name is Ren. Welcome back for more 5 Parsecs from Home. Today we are going to do the pre-battle sequence for campaign turn 4. First things first, we're going to go ahead and stay on Praxis Prime. Just to give you an overview, it's actually turn 4 now. Difficulty is normal. Our victory conditions are complete 3 quests. We don't have any quests yet. We have 1 rumor. We have 5 story points, but we use one of our stars of the story to keep Hammer from dying at the end of last turn. We have 12 credits. We have 1 patron, which is the SOLU. We have 2 rivals. We have Rita's Roughnecks and the new rivals that we just fought, the Starport Scum called the Space Boys. In our stash, we have an analyzer. Now that we have a rumor, I need to remember that because when we roll for rumors, it gives us +1. And we have damaged gear. We have a beam pistol, a scanner bot, and a shotgun. And we have an undamaged infantry loader. What else we got? 15 debt left on our ship. That's about it. DD-209 is in the repair bay for this campaign turn, but then he'll be okay and he'll be able to participate in the battle. So that's where we're at. So let's get started. Upkeep and ship repairs. We got to pay 1 for our crew because we have 6 crew. We are going to pay more on our ship, but how much exactly? So when we pay our crew, we go from 12 down to 11. We have 15 debt, so I'm going to pay, I want the debt gone. I'm going to pay 6. So we're going to go from 11 down to 5. With the interest that we get, that 6 will drop our debt from 15 down to 10. Yep, so that's our ship debt. Hopefully 2 more turns and we'll pay it off. We need to do assign and resolve crew tasks. DD-209 is in the med bay and he recovers. At least 1 crew member should go look for a patron, so I'll say the captain is going to go look for a patron. Let's have Cracks and Hammer both train. Miley is going to trade, and iPal is going to try and repair one of our items. So find a patron, roll a d6, add the number of crew members who are looking, and add the number of existing patrons, which is 1. d6 plus 2 is what we're going to roll, and we are going to need a 5. To get a job. But it's a 7, and if it's actually 6 or higher, we get 2 jobs. So 1 job will come from the SOLU, and the other one from a potentially new patron. Next thing listed is training. So Cracks is going to train, and that's going to put him from 4 XP up to 5. And Hammer is also going to train. And he also has 4 XP up to 5. I don't think either one of them is going to try and improve anything. Miley's going to trade. For each crew member, we get 1 roll on the trade table. D100 for trading. 82. Gently use. Roll once on the gear subsection of the loot table. The item is damaged and needs repair. Okay. Okay, gear subtable. 33 is a gun sight subtable. 64. So we have a damaged seeker sight. But since all this is going on at the same time, that's not going to be the item that iPal is going to repair. Let's look for the seeker sight. Weapon receives +1 to hit if the shooter did not move this round. Well, heck, we definitely want to try and repair that and put it on our marksman's rifle. The other thing we're going to try and do is repair. So you need a 6 to repair, and you roll basically a d6 plus your savvy. So iPal has a +2 savvy, and you can spend extra credits for spare parts. Let's try and repair our scanner bot. And I am going to spend 1 credit on spare parts. You know what? Let's spend 2 credits on spare parts. That will put us from 5 down to 3, but it will give us a +4. So basically, he needs a 2 to be successful. Because I have not had good luck trying to repair stuff. 3 plus 4 is 7. So he repaired the scanner bot. And that's cool because Scannerbot gives you +1 to seize the initiative rolls. And I am going to give that to Cracks just for fun. All right, let's determine job offers. So the first job is from the SOLU, which is a patron that we already have on our list, and it is the benefit is that they're persistent. So we need to do just roll for danger pay first. We got an 8, which is 2 danger pay. Then we need to roll for time frame. 9. This or the following 2 campaign turns. So this is turn 4. So that needs to be done by turn 6. Okay, that's kind of nice. It gives us a little bit of time in case we get interrupted or something. We already know the benefit. It's a private organization, so an 8 plus for a hazard or an 8 plus for an additional condition. So hazard. 1, so no hazard. 1 for no additional condition. Okay, so that's everything for that job. So what we need to do is roll for the type of our second patron. It is an 8, which is another private organization. Let's roll for the danger pay. 7. Also plus 2. And now the time frame. Time frame is 10, so anytime, no time limit. Okay, so let's see if this private organization has any benefit. 1, so no benefit. See if this job has any additional hazard. 5, so no. Any additional condition. 1, so no. Let's try and generate a random name for this patron. Alright, so this is going to be called Optimized Acquisitions. And they're not permanent yet until we do this job for them. That was determine job offers. Assign equipment. Let's see, I already gave the scanner bot to Cracks. We got an infantry laser at the end of our last turn, and I'm going to give that to DD209. So DD209 basically has a military rifle and an infantry laser. The infantry laser is range 30, but on Praxis Prime, if you shoot it more than 9 inches, you're going to be -1 to hit. So until we go to a new planet, the infantry laser is going to be his short range because it also has snapshot, which is +1 to hit if you're shooting within 6. So if you're shooting longer range, he'll still use this military rifle. We also got 1 dose of a combat drug called Still, which I'm going to give to Miley. That's a consumable. It gives you +1 to hit for this turn and the next turn, but you also can't move. Resolve any rumors. If you're not currently on a quest, roll a d6. You basically, we have 1 rumor, so instead of having to roll a 1, we can roll a 1 or a 2 and get a quest. We got a quest, so we get rid of this rumor. We're on a quest now, which means that we can take a quest job if we want. What were our time frames? The 2 jobs we just got are by turn 6 and any time. So let's choose our battle. Got to check our rivals. Tally up number of rivals. 2. If we roll a 1 or a 2 on this one, we're going to get attacked by rivals. Otherwise, we can pick. 6. So we're not attacked by our rival. So we could do a quest because we just found a quest. That's our victory condition, is to do 3 quests. Okay, so we're going to proceed to a battle section. So we're going to look at the quest column this time. So deployment conditions for our quest. We got a 33. So toxic environment, whenever a combatant is stunned, roll 1d6 plus savvy, 0 for enemies. Failure to roll a 4 plus becomes a casualty. Wow. That's the deployment condition. We need to see if there's a notable site for the quest. 33 again. Priority target. Select a random enemy figure. Add 1 to their toughness. If they are slain, gain D3 credits. So determine the objective. This is a quest mission, so we need to roll a D10. The objective is 5, so defend. Defend. Your objective is to drive off the enemy. To win, you must hold the field, okay? Add +1 when determining enemy numbers. To determine the enemy next, we need a D100. 28 is hired muscle. So we go to the hired muscle subtable. So now we need to know the type of hired muscle. 49. Secret agents. Likely to be spooks working for some powerful organization. Loot. Gain an extra loot roll if holding the field. So in order to win, we have to hold the field. So if we hold the field, we get an extra loot roll. That's cool. Intrigue. Roll 2d6 and add 1 if you killed a lieutenant and or unique individual. On a 9+, you obtain a quest rumor. Okie dokie. So normally our +0, but because of the defend, we add 1. They're cautious, which will change to aggressive because of the mission type, and the weapons are 2C. So we need to roll 2d6, take the higher one, because we have 6 crew members. So we're going to take the 4, we're going to add 1 to it because of the objective, so there's going to be 5 guys. So when there's 5, I think that's 1 specialist and 1 lieutenant. Unique individual, so just 2d6, and if we get a 9, they've been led by a unique individual. 10, so there is a unique individual. Oh, let's roll our weapons first. So, secret agents, 2C is their weapon code. Since the scenario changes them to aggressive, they're all going to have blades. We need a D6 for the weapon, military rifle, and then the specialists are going to have, column C, fury rifle. And then let's roll for our unique individual. Yeah, we're rolling a D100. 67. Hakshan Investigator. Odd suited aliens that trek the galaxy in search of something vitally important to their species. That's everything till we set up the battlefield. So I'll see you there. Hello friends! We are getting ready to play the 4th mission in our 5 Parsecs from Home campaign, which I'm calling Flight of the Lightning Bug, which is the name of our ship, and the crew of the Lightning Bug is getting ready to go on a special mission. This is their first quest mission to try and, I think the quest is to lead to some ancient alien artifacts. What they have to do is kind of secure the area so that they can search it for their patron, or for the quest. To do that, they're going to have to fight off some secret agents or special agents. I forget which it's called in the book. But just to remind you, here's our crew. Here's our minis for our crew. This is Captain Lamb, Captain of the Lightning Bug. And then this is Miley. She's kind of our engineering specialist, spaceship mechanic. Then those are our 2 human crew members. Then we have 2 alien crew members. This is Krax. He is a feral, and he's a genetically modified reptilian soldier. Kind of looks like a T-Rex. He's one of our main combat guys. Then our other alien here, his name is Hammer. You might recognize this figure from somewhere. This is he is a Kirin, and they are kind of martial aliens. They have like a code of honor, kind of like Klingons, I think. Then we have the last 2 members of our crew are both bots, and we have iPal, who is a humanoid type bot, and he has that stands for Interactive Personal Assistant Mark 1. And then our last crew member is another bot. This is DD-209, Defense Droid 209. And that's our crew members. And as I said, this mission, the quest mission, there are some special agents that are going to be the opponents. And we have 5 special agents, and they are led by a unique individual. So we have a total of 6 opponents. We're going to be using some pre-painted minis for some of these. This is just one of the normal secret agents. These are kind of a combo of some Star Wars minis and some Starfinder minis. So those are the 2 normal special agents. We have a special agent who is a specialist. So he has a special weapon. The normal guys all have military rifles. The specialist has a fury rifle, which is an energy type weapon. I think that is it's a heavy weapon. And then we have a lieutenant, since we have at least 4. And then so the lieutenant is the same. She has a military with a military rifle. She has a blade as well. They actually all have blades because the mission changes their AI type from either tactical or defensive, which is what they normally are, to aggressive. So everybody has blades as long as they have at least a +1 combat. The lieutenant will have a +2 combat instead of a +1 like the rest of them. Then we have a third like normal agent. And this is not a pre-painted mini. I painted this guy up. It's one of the Reaper minis. He's called an Alien Henchman. But he is the stat line of a normal secret special agent. But he has the mission special thing, which is he is a priority target. So if we take him out, I believe we get an extra D3 credits. And the priority target has an extra toughness. So he'll be toughness 5. Instead of 4. And then the unique individual that is leading this group, that's this guy. This is another Reaper figure that I painted up. The figure is called an Agramite Explorer, or something like that. But in the 5 Parsecs game, this is going to be a Hakshan Investigator. And he has a plasma rifle. So those are our aliens. And I have the board all set up, so let me move this camera to point at the dice tray and turn the other camera on, and we'll get started in just a minute. Okay, I think we're all set up here. You can see I've got the board set up. This is the top edge of the board right here. This is the edge that's closest to myself. So should be able to see everything. Here is rolling the dice tray. That's a 1. Okay. Now, this mission is a defend mission. So the crew basically has to hold the field, which means they have to basically cause all of the enemies to run away. Either take them down or have them panic. And that's going to be a little bit hard because the panic roll of the special agents is 1 to 2, and I believe the unique individuals never panic, so we'll have to take him down, and that's going to be a little bit harder because he has 1 luck point as well. Okay, so let's see. The 2 types of special weapons that the special agents have are a fury rifle and a plasma rifle. So neither one of those is one of the types that are affected by the reflective dust of Praxis Prime. That affects lasers, beam, and blast weapons, but apparently not plasma. And I don't know if fury rifle is actually an energy type weapon or not. So that's it. So we need to roll to see which board edge, the left or the right, that the crew will deploy from. So the crew on a 1, 2, or 3 will deploy on this side, and a 4, 5, or 6 they'll deploy on this side over here. So we got a 4, 5, or 6, so the crew will be on this side, which means the opposition will set up over here. And the opposition is aggressive, so they will set up in one cluster where they're all within 1 inch of each other. Let's start with the priority target. I'm going to put him here. I'm going to put the 2 normal crew people, normal special agents there. I'm going to put the specialist here. And then I'm going to put the leader kind of over here on the side. And the other guy, I'm going to put the unique individual, I'm going to put right here. And they're all within 1 inch of each other. So now I can deploy my crew on this side. The only rule is that they can't be within 18 inches. So that's going to mean they can only be, they kind of have to be like behind those dice. So I'm going to go ahead and put DD209 over here. Try and circle behind this building. I'm going to put cracks right here. Yeah, right here he's kind of in a line behind this pylon, so hopefully some of these pylons will give cover. We'll put hammer kind of behind this big fan. The captain, I'm gonna also put right here. Miley, I'm gonna put right kind of taking cover behind the corner of this building. And iPal, I'm also going to put about right here. Actually, they have to be not within 18. How? So this is 18 here. He can kind of be around a little bit more, like about right there. About right there. Okay. Our stats are pretty much the same as last mission. Cracks has a reaction of 3. The bots have a reaction of 2. Everyone else has a reaction of 1. At this point, everyone except for Miley has a combat of +1, so she's a +0 still. At this point, everyone on my team has a toughness of 4. We need to roll Seize the Initiative. And these guys are hired muscle, which would normally be a -1, but since Cracks is a feral, that's going to negate that penalty. Our highest savvy is a +2, but Cracks also has a scout bot, I think it's called, which we just repaired last time. So this was the first time we got to use, it's called a scanner bot. So that gives an extra +1. So 2d6 +3, we need to get an at least 10 to seize the initiative. So we got a 6 and a 4, which is 10, 13. That's plenty. So we can either move or shoot. If we shoot on the seize the initiative, it only hits on a 6. So we're gonna move most of these guys. Let's see. We're gonna move. I got this little thing that's a little bit shorter. So this is up to 6 inches. These guys everybody has a movement speed of 4. So Captain, it can't quite get up to the wall, but he can get close. Cracks is going to try and do the same thing. Actually, he's going to move to right here, behind this pylon. iPal is going to move over here. Actually, he may shoot. Hang on. Hammer's going to go ahead and move 4. So Hammer can get behind that stuff there. I'm going to move DD209 on the, to me, the back side of the building, but to you guys, it's across the front of the building. So he's going to move basically to right there. Hopefully he still kind of has some cover. Miley is definitely going to try and shoot if she can see anything. There's definitely cover. They're definitely far away. So just to review the rules for shooting, if you're shooting at a target that's within 6 inches and no cover, it's a 3+ to hit. If you are shooting at the target within 6 inches with cover, it's a 5+. If it's outside of 6 inches, no cover, also a 5+. Outside of 6 inches with cover, it's a 6. So Miley's right here. She's going to shoot at this one, which definitely, there's cover. There's, kind of between these two, there's this wall right here. So she's going to need a 6, and she has a +0, so she needs a 6 on the dice. And the dice like me, at least for right now, so that's a 6. So the special agents have a toughness of 4, so she's going to need a 4 to wound that person. That's a 3, so they're not wounded, but they are pushed back an inch. They can not quite go a full inch, but they're going to be pushed back, and they're going to get a stun token. And just in case I haven't ever said it, if you ever get 3 stun tokens, you're knocked out, which is why I use the D3. And I'm going to try really hard and always remember, I know that there's a couple of times in previous games where I've missed stun tokens on both my guys and on the bad guys. So iPal, I'm going to try and get my eye down here. He actually can see the same person still, and he has a military rifle, I believe, which is range 24, which is, they're within range. Yes, military rifle, so it's going to be a 6, but he does have a +1, so 5+ to hit. That's a 4, so that's a miss. Okay, so now that is the seize the initiative. Then let's roll turn 1. Let's roll our reactions. 6 dice. Oops, what over this green one? This was not a 1. This was stacked on top of the other die. Okay, so we got 2 3s, a 2, and luckily 2 1s, and a 4. So nobody's going to have the 4. Since we got more than one, we do not have to give it to cracks. So we have 2 1s. I'm going to give 1 to Miley, and I'm going to give 1 to Captain Lamb. We're going to give the other 2 to iPal. And we're going to give 1 of the 3s to Cracks, so he can still go in the fast phase. And then no one else can use the other 3. So Hammer and DD209 are going to go in the slow phase. Everyone else is going to go in the fast phase. So I'm going to move Captain Lamb first. I'm going to go ahead and move him up to the wall. And then I'm going to use, he has a colony rifle, which has an 18-inch range, so he has range to that same one. That's 14, so that's going to be a 6 with a +1 to hit, so a 5. It's a 1, that's a miss. Let's see, Cracks has a shotgun, which is only range 12. So if he were to move up to the wall, would he be in range? No. So he's going to need to move the other way. And if he moves... Okay. I'm going to have Miley go first. She is going to shoot at the same one. But beforehand, she is going to take her dose of still, which is a combat drug. It's consumable. Consumables are free actions, so she can't move. So instead of moving, she's going to aim, and the still will give a +1 to hit. So same thing, 6, but this time she has a +1 from still, so a 5. That is a 4, so that misses. Still lasts for 2 rounds, so it'll affect her next round as well. Krax is going to go ahead and move 4 now. He's going to move to here. And then he has a 12 inches. So he can now have range to this figure here in white. So he moves. He's going to shoot a shotgun. +1, so that's going to be a 6. +1 to hit. Shotgun has 2 shots. So it's 2, 3, 1, 6. So the 6 is going to hit. Shotgun has +1 damage. So a 3 to wound them. 3 wounds. So this character goes down. Boom. Once again, Krax has the first casualty against the enemy. I am going to have iPal move. And he's kind of over here. I'm going to have him dash, I think. And he's still going to be behind cover. He's going to be totally behind cover. He's going to dash 6 inches to right there. And that is all of my fast ones. So I'm going to mark so I remember. DD209 and Hammer get to go in the slow phase. So the enemies get to go now. And they move. They all move 5 inches. Okay. So the Hakshan Investigator is going to go 4 and then use his last 5 inch of movement to get into cover right here. And then he has this plasma gun, which sounds scary. Let me look what it does in the plasma rifle. 20-inch range, 2 shots, +1 to hit, focused and piercing. Piercing, I think, means it ignores armor, so unless he's shooting at the bots, it doesn't matter. But he has a +0 combat, which is the only good thing. So he's going to shoot. I think Krax will still have some cover from this pylon. Whoops. So that's going to be a 6. He's got 2 shots, but he needs 6s. So he got a 2 and a 6. Oh my gosh. Looks like Krax might go down. Because, did I just say it was +2? No, it's 2 shots. +1 damage, so he needs a 3 to wound Krax. He got a 1, luckily. Krax is going to be pushed back 1 inch and get a stun token. It's the other one. It's that Fury rifle, which has 1 shot, but it's +2 damage. Okay, so that was that. The special individual. Let me use the specialist. Says if he has a shot, because he has a heavy weapon, that they won't move. But I think that might mean clear shot, not into cover. So I'm going to start with this person. I'm going to remove their stun token, and they're going to move up 4. they can basically move up 4 to almost be at that wall. They were stunned, so that's all they can do. I'm gonna take this person off. The leader I'm gonna have move up also 4. I got smart and I put a little poster tack on these base markers so they stick when I pick up the mini. She's gonna shoot at Captain Lamb with her military rifle. It's a 6 because there's definitely cover going between this stuff and across the wall. They have the secret agents have a +1. The lieutenant has a +2. So it's a 6, but she's only going to need a 4 to hit. She got a 3, so that was lucky on my part. I'm going to say this guy's not going to shoot unless he has a... I mean, he's going to move up. I'm going to have him dash because he gets a -1 if he moves. So he's going to get into cover. But then once he's in cover, he'll probably be able to just shoot every turn with that heavy rifle. This guy, I'm going to have go around the outside. He's going to go 1 to the corner and then 3 like up to here. So he's going to be here. This guy's kind of tough. He's going to have a shot from here over to DD 209. It's going to have cover, so it's a 6 +1 to hit, 5. He got a 6. So he is a military rifle, which is regular +0, I believe. +0 on a military rifle, so he's going to need a 4 to wound DD-209. He got a 1. So DD-209 will be pushed back an inch, kind of that way, and get a stun token. And that is that is all 5 of the bad guys, so it's slow phase. So it's DD-209's turn. I'll just have him go first. He's going to lose his stun token. And then is he going to move? Or how far can he get if he moves 4? I'm just going to have him shoot here. This is the priority target. He's going to shoot back with his military rifle. And I don't know if there's cover anymore. Yeah, it does cross this wall, so there's cover. So he needs a 6, a 5. 1, that's going to miss. Then it's going to be Hammer's turn. I think Hammer only has a pistol. He's gonna dash because he only has a melee weapon and an 8-inch range pistol. So he's gonna go over here next to iPal and take cover behind this. That's a dash. So that's the end of turn 1. Okay, so I just need one panic roll. Because I took out one of the enemy. They panic on a 1 or a 2. So it's a 3, so nobody panics. So it's turn 2. We need to... I still have all 6 of my guys. So we're going to roll reactions. 1, 2... Where's the other one? There it is. Alright, that's good. We got 2 1s. 3 1s. And a 2... And, oh, get that out of there. And 2 4s. So the 2 4s are no good. But I'm going to give the 2 to DD-209. And I'm going to give 1 of the 1s to Cracks. 1 to Captain Lamb, and 1 to Hammer. Alright. I'm going to have Hammer go first. Can he get... He's running from one piece of cover to the other. So yeah, he can kind of get right here. And then he has his blast pistol, which is range 8. So if he's within range, it's going to be short enough that the reflective stuff does not give him a -1. Reflective dust. He's within 6 inches, actually. So that's great. He's going to shoot at the lieutenant. So, within 6 inches, but with cover, because he's crossing the wall, it's going to be a 5. He has a +1. He needs a 4. He got a 3. That's a miss. Oh, bummer. Okay. Captain Lamb is going to go next. And he's going to shoot at this specialist with this, who's setting up some kind of heavy gun. It's called a Fury rifle. So he's at 10 inches away, so it's going to be a 6 to hit. He's going to aim, so if I roll a 1, he's going to get to reroll. And he's going to need a 6 + 1, 5. So 5. Oh, I got a 4. Okay, bounces off the wall. Bing! Alright, I'm going to have Cracks go next. And Cracks is going to lose his stun token, so he can either move or shoot. I don't know. Let me see what... Yeah, he could just see this cat girl person. I don't think he could see this guy because they're directly across. I don't think he can see either of these two. And he got pushed back, so I don't think he's within range of that guy anymore. So I'm going to shoot at her as long as she's in range. 12-inch range. Yep, about 10. So it's going to be 6s, 5s. 2 shots comes, he's got a shotgun. That's a 3 and a 2. Those both miss. Oh no. Okie dokie. Then we have DD209. I'm going to take off that. So he's going to move up 4 and then try and shoot. Since it's cover either way, he's going to shoot at the unique character. He's going to need a 6 with +1, so 5. He's using his military rifle. 1. That misses. Alright, enemy phase. This guy here is going to go first. He's going to shoot at Captain Lamb. He's going to... it's a heavy weapon, so he's not going to move. He's going to aim and fire. He's got a +1 to hit, so he's going to need a 5. 6 + 1, 5. Oh, no. Alright, so he got a 5. That's going to hit. And then... this thing has... oh, yeah. So this is the Fury rifle. This is the one that's one shot. Fury heavy piercing... +2 damage, so he only needs to roll a 2 to do damage to Captain Lamb. That does damage. Captain Lamb has luck. So that's going to use his first point of luck. And he's going to scatter D6 inches. So he's going to go that way 2 inches, which doesn't make too much sense. Crap. He's going to jump in front of the wall? Uh-oh. But that guy's done. This gal right here is going to move up right here. She has a straight shot. Not within 6, so 5 + 1, 4 to hit Captain Lamb. Makes the most sense. She got a 3, luckily that misses. The lieutenant is going to move like right here. and shoot at hammer. She within... Yes, definitely within 6. So she has a +2 to hit. So there is cover from this antenna. So 5, she needs a 3 to hit. She got a 6. Military rifle, she needs a 4 to wound hammer. 2, luckily that's not a wound. But hammer is going to be pushed back an inch and has a stun token. That's those 3. This guy is going to run. This guy is toughness 5, so he's used to like not really worrying about stuff like that. So he's going to go 5 inches. He could basically go to right here. And this does give cover because DD-209 is on the other side. And he's going to go ahead and shoot at DD-209. He's got a +1, so he's going to need... Let me check the range. It's more than 6. About 6.5. So it's a 5 +1, and he needs a 4. He got a 6. Military rifle, he needs a 4 to wound DD-209. He got a 4. 6 plus bot save. Come on, baby. That is so close. That's a 5. Bing. DD-209 goes down. That's no good. The only one left to go is this guy. His rifle has a 20-inch range. So I think they both have cover from the sides of these things. So 1 to 3, he's going to shoot at Captain Lamb. 4, 5, or 6, he's going to shoot at hammer. 4, 5. So he's shooting at hammer. He has a +0, so that's going to be a 6 to hit. That is... Oh, luckily that's a 5, so that's going to miss. So now it's my turn in the slow phase. Miley and iPal get to go. So I need to see what Miley can see. Okay, so Miley is going to be able to shoot here. Once again, she's going to aim, and she has +1 from the still this turn as well. But it's going to be a 6, a 5 to hit. That's a 1. She is aiming. 4. So that's going to miss. And iPal gets to go now. And his machine... What is the range on his machine pistol? His machine pistol has range 8. I think if I move to the other side... Yeah, so he is going to need to move to come here. Then he can take his 2 shots at that lieutenant. So that would be... You know what? He's going to move closer and try and get within 6. So he's going to move here and see if that's within 6. That is within 6. So it's only a 5 instead of a 6 to hit. And he has +1, so 2 shots that need 4s. A 1 and a 4, so 1 hit. That's a normal, no extra damage on the machine pistol. So 4 to wound the lieutenant. 2, that does not wound her, but it pushes her back and gives her a stun token. And that's the end of turn 2. So we need to roll for the combat event. We got a 92. I bookmarked the page. I found something. Randomly select a crew member, then place a marker 1d6 inches from them in a random direction. The enemy will ignore it. If the crew member moves into contact and spends a non-combat action, roll for a loot item and claim it for use immediately. Okay, so let's see. We have 5 characters left. So we'll just do 2 each, starting with Miley. Like 1 to 2, 3 to 4, etc. So roll a d10. It's going to be 3. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 is cracks. And then we'll roll for direction. Whoops. Roll for direction that way. And we'll roll number of inches. 3 inches. So he found something like right up there. And let's just, we'll use one of these dice. So if somebody goes over there, they can use a non-combat action to loot. Pick up some loot. Let me double check if it has to be cracks or not. No, any crew member. Okay. Well, that's one of those that's not terrible. Alright, so turn 3. Let's roll reactions. And we have 5 characters up still. So we're going to roll 5 dice for reactions. Let's see. That's a 5, so that's no good. We got a 1, which only 1, so that has to go to cracks. And then 3 2s, which now we can only use 1 of. So it goes to iPal. And everyone else would need a 1. So Captain Lamb and Hammer are still going to be in the open, kind of. So let's go first with Cracks. Since Cracks is here, he is going to move up, make sure he has cover, and he's going to take, or should I move within 6? Is this... Oh my, he's going to take a risk. He's going to run, he's going to move here, but he's not going to use his combat action. He's going to use his combat action to shoot at this guy. And he's within 6 of that guy now. There's no cover, so that's a 3 to hit. He's +1, so 2 shots with his shotgun, 2s to hit. He got a 3 and a 4, so those both hit. Shotguns are +1, luckily. That guy has toughness 5, so this is going to be a 4 to wound. 4 and a 6, so that guy goes down. That's the priority target, which is good. We get an extra D3 credits at the end for taking that guy down. Now, I haven't collected this. He'll do that instead of moving next time. If he doesn't get shot down, though. Okay. So now I'm going to move my only other one who's gets to go in the fast phase, which is iPal. He's going to cross this here to get up to cover, because he needs to be back within 6 inches of this one here. So that's within 6. I'm going to say there's still cover because he's shooting between this narrow crack. 2 shots with his machine pistol. 5s, but with +1 to hit is 4s. He got a 4 and a 5, so that's 1 hit. And that's going to be 4 to take down that captain. That's 4. That's going to take her down. Boom. Yay. Okay. That's everybody who's in the fast turn. Poor Cracks is kind of a sitting duck. I think this guy right here with the specialist is going to have to take a shot. Because it says, yeah, so he's got a +1 to hit. And so I just checked, but that's not within 6. So it's going to be 5 because he's in the open, but farther than. So 5 +1, 4 to hit, Cracks. That's a 6 that hits. Luckily that thing doesn't have critical, but it does have +2 damage. So for 2 to wound Cracks. Cracks goes down. No. Okay. He took a risk. The guy with the plasma rifle, unique character, Same thing. Odds he's going to shoot at the captain, even he's going to shoot at Hammer, because none of those three have moved since then. So even he's shooting at Hammer again, he needs a 6. 4. Boom. Blows into this control panel and sparks go everywhere. Because that was a plasma. This person still, she's going to shoot at IPAL. So within 6, but cover because it's across that, going down the length of that wall. She's got a +1, so she's going to need a 4. She got a 1. That misses. She didn't move, so it would be fair to say that she aimed. So she's going to reroll that 1. Still a 1. That's all of them. So I was going to say that's the end of turn 3, but it's not. I still have guys to go in the slow phase. So, actually, Hammer and the captain and Miley all get to go. So Miley still has a shot here. She can't see this guy, I think, because of the angle, but she can shoot at this one. The still has worn off, so she does not have a +1. She needs a 6. She got a 6, relying on her own prowess. So that's going to be a 4 to wound this guy. It does not wound, but it's going to push them back, and they're going to be stunned. Then, let's do Hammer. Hammer is going to move up 4. Oh, he's stunned, though, so that's all he's going to be able to do. I wanted him to take a shot, too. But that's all he's going to be able to do is go, like, right here and then lose this stun token. Do I want him to do... Yeah, I'm just going to bet at least a couple of my guys are going to go with the fast phase. The captain cannot get all the way over there, so he's going to go 4 and go right here behind cover. I think this is cover from this guy definitely, but maybe not from that guy. He's going to shoot with his... He switches to his dueling pistol as he advances. So it's a 5 +1, 4 to hit the specialist. He got a 4. So 4 to wound the specialist. 2, but not wounded, but he's pushed back and stunned. Okay. Now that is the end of turn 3. Turn 3. I took out 2 characters this turn. So they need 2 panic rolls, and they panic on a 1 or a 2. So a 5 and a 2, so one of them panics. Normally it's whoever's closest to the board edge, but the unique characters don't panic, I don't think. So these guys are about the same. I'm going to say odds it's the specialist, evens it's the other one. So even, so this gal turns and runs away. Okay, so that's the end of turn 3. And we basically have to chase them all away in order to win. Reaction rolls for turn 4. I have 4 characters who are still on their feet. I got a single 1, but Krax is down, so that doesn't matter. And then a 3, 3, and a 4. So I have 1 person who gets to go. We're going to give... let's see. Is he within 6? We're going to give Hammer a chance for glory. Hammer goes first in the fast phase. Then everyone else is going to go to the slow phase. So Hammer is a carrot. He's going to... Oh, you can't dash into combat. I'm silly. That's fine. He's still going to go like half an inch, and then 1 inch to jump over the wall, so that's 1.5. He's got 2.5 more inches left, so that's not enough to get into combat, I don't think. He's going to be about right here. He really wanted to get into combat. I forgot you couldn't dash into combat. But he is going to level his blast pistol at that person. They're obviously within 6 and no cover, so it's a 3 plus 1. He needs a 2. 3 hits. Blast pistol is plus 1 damage, so he needs a 3 to wound him. 4. Takes out that guy. And then he's done. So seeing that, I think this guy is the only one who gets to go in the enemy phase who's left standing. It's going to be a cover because of this, but Hammer's the closest one now. So he's going to have to shoot. He's going to shoot at Hammer. That's going to be 6. He needs a 6 because he has a +0 combat. He got a 6, unfortunately. Oh, Hammer. Oh, that thing has 2 shots. I forgot that one had 2 shots. So 6 and a 1, 6 hits. 1 damage, so he's going to need a 3. 6, Hammer goes down. Oh, no. That's fine. He totally did his part this time. Now it's my other guy's turn. Miley's going to need to move because she can't see. So she's going to dash 6 inches. She's going to go from there up to the right behind this pipe. That's actually about 5 inches. But so she can see that guy now. Oh, actually, she's going to go... Actually, all the full 6. She's going to go right there. And then the cap... I'm going to have iPal go next. I'm going to just measure 3 because he's going to have to hop over this wall. But he's going to go right here and see if he's within range of his machine pistol, which is 8. He's not, so he's going to have to use his rifle instead. So only 1 shot instead of 2. And he's going to need a 6 plus 1, 5. That's a 5, so that hits. The toughness on the unique character is 4. So he's going to need a 4 to wound. That's a 2, so that does not wound. But that does push him back and give him a stun token. Captain Lamb is going to use his colony rifle and just aim. So it's within 18, so that's well within range. He's going to need a 6 plus 1 to hit is 5, and he can reroll a 1. 1's because he was aiming. 3 is still a miss. And that is everything for turn 3. No, I took out the last guy, but like I said, the unique characters don't run. So let's do reaction roll. We only have 3 characters left. I got 2 2s. This one was actually cocked, even though it was almost a 1. Oh, it's still a 1. Perfect. So I can only use one of the 2s to iPal. And I'm going to use the 1 to go on Captain Lamb, and then the other 2 we can't use. So Miley will go in the slow phase. Let's do iPal first. He's going to move up 4 inches, hopefully to this wall. Yep, he can move up 4 to right here. And just peep over that wall, and let's see if he's within 8 now. He is within 8 now. And the only thing that means is that he gets 2 shots instead of 1. So he's still going to need 6s, and he has a +1. 5s. So I got a 1 and a 4. Those are both going to miss. Captain Lamb is going to do the same thing. He's going to aim and take a shot. He's going to need a 6 + 1, 5. 3. That's a miss. So that guy can go. He can't move, but he takes his stun token off, and he will shoot at iPal. He's going to need a 6. Let me double check. This is the one with 2 shots, right? Yes, 2 shots plus 1 damage. Okay. So he's going to need 6s to hit iPal. He got a 2 and a 6. No, a 2 and a 5. Sometimes these are a little hard to read. 2 and a 5. So that those impact on the wall, and then it's the slow phase. Miley is going to move 4. She sees this thing in the sand next to cracks, and she's going to move over there. And I'm going to go ahead and use her. It says non-combat action, but I think a combat action is more valuable. Well, no, I'll just... It says non-combat, so she'll go there, and she'll take a shot, and she's going to be -1 because she moved with her heavy weapon. So she's going to need a 6. She got a 5. That's also going to miss. That's the end of turn 4. So let's roll for another combat event at the end of turn 4. 84. Fog cloud. A dense fog cloud envelops the center of the table for the rest of the battle. It extends 6 inches in every direction and blocks all visibility past 2 inches. Okay, so a fog cloud from the center of the table. I need to find the center of the table. I'm gonna... That's close to the center. More like there. Yeah, that's pretty close. So anything that's within 6 inches of the little green marker, which is basically Captain Lamb, can only see 2 inches. So this turn, he's going to need to move out of that if he wants to shoot. Oh, interestingly, good news is that Miley is also in there, so she can take a turn and pick up that loot. So let's roll our reactions for turn 5. We got a 1 and 2 5s. So I'm going to just give the 1 to iPal, because these guys are now technically not visible, so that guy can't shoot at them. So iPal is going to aim, take his 2 shots that require a 6 + 1 5. Oh, one of them got stuck. There we go. We got a 3 and a 5. So 1 hits, and it's going to require a 4 to wound. That's a 6. That's going to wound that guy, but that guy has 1 point of luck. So his luck is gone, and we do the same thing that we did with the captain. We're going to roll the number. He's going to move 4 inches. Here's for pointing the direction. He's going to move 4 inches forward, essentially. And we'll do the same thing. Reduce this by 1 like we did last time. So he's basically 3 inches right outside this vent now. Which is good, because now he doesn't have cover. But it's his turn. He doesn't like that. He's going to try and get back into cover. So he's going to move 4 this way. And get right there. And then the only one he can see... and this fog cloud, I'm going to say, since we're on a sandy planet, it just makes sense that that's like a dust cloud. There's like this dust storm all of a sudden kicked up in the middle of the board. But he's going to shoot his 2 shots at iPal. And he is now within 6, but it's cover, so he's going to need 5s. He got a 1 and a 2, so those both miss. All right. So my let's actually do Captain Lamb. Captain Lamb is going to need to move. He can't see anything. So I actually don't know if he can get out of this without... I think he's going to have to dash. Actually, he can hear where the plasma shots are coming from. So if he goes 6... If he goes 6, that means the cloud goes to about right there. He's going to dash. Actually, I'm going to move him back 2 inches. He's going to move. And is that within 2 inches of the edge? No. Okay, so he's right there. So I'm going to leave this here. That's the edge of the cloud. But you can only see 2 inches, so I assume you can see 2 inches in. So, and put him right there. Okay, that he dashed. Miley's going to use her non-combat action to roll on the loot table. Okay, so first of all, we need to roll D100 to see what kind of loot it is. 72 is an odds and ends. Roll on the odds and ends subtable. Another D100. That's a 71. 71 to 100 is ship items. So I got a ship item. So that's not going to help us in the battle. But let's go ahead and just finish writing down what it is. Oh man. That's a 003. Which is an analyzer, which is the one ship item that we already have. So we now have 2 analyzers, which I don't think stack. Well, it's not the end of the world. We can sell it for a credit. So that was her non-combat, essentially her move. And then she can't really see that guy, so I don't think she can do a combat action this time. We're going to move on to next turn, which... I believe this is the end of turn 4, so we're going to move on to turn 5 now. Once again, we're going to need 3 reaction dice. We got a 1, a 4, and a 6, so 1 character can go. I'm going to have Captain Lamb go first. The other 2 will go in the slow phase. So he's going to move. He's going to run out of this cloud. He doesn't. I'm just going to have him go straight forward. He doesn't know exactly where he's going. But he runs to about right here. It pops out. And he has his... since he was on the move towards where he thought the enemy was. He thought he was over here still, but he's now here. He turns very quickly. Points his dually pistol. It will shoot with his dually pistol. That's a 3 + 1, 2 to hit. That is a 5. So 1 hit, and the dueling pistol is +0 damage, so he needs a 4 to wound that guy and take him out. He got a 2. But he can't really be pushed back because he's next to that stuff, but he gets a stun. Okie dokie, this might be bad for Captain, because that's now the enemy phase. And that guy can't move or aim because he's stunned, but he can shoot twice. He's going to need a 3 to hit. He has +0. Oh, 2 and a 5. So, luckily he only got 1 hit. +2 damage, he's going to need a 2. Whoops, that... 3. So that is going to... That would wound the captain. So it's going to activate his second luck. So let's roll for distance. That's cocked. 6 inches in what direction? 5 is gonna go like that. He like teleports like 6 inches back here. Wonk. He's like over here now. Captain has no more luck, though. That used up both of his luck. And then this guy loses his stun token. And now it's iPal's turn. And we are within 6. And there's no cover from this angle. So that's going to be 3s with a +1. So he's going to need 2s to hit. And he's aiming. So that's 2 hits, a 4 and a 6. So he's going to need 4s to wound this guy. A 3, and this one was cocked. And that's a 6, and that takes care of it, because that will take this guy down. And then Miley comes out of the cloud over here with her rifle going, "Where is he? Where is he?" But that is going to be it. So there is. So let's take the smoke marker off. The sandstorm settles down. We patch up our guys, so hopefully they're not wounded too badly. We will find that out. DD209, Cracks and Hammer, all 3 are wounded. Now there is some special stuff for this. First of all, we had a priority target. So if we took that guy out, which we did, we get an extra D3 credits. So we get an extra 2 credits. Then we're going to get a couple other things. Okay, the special agents have a couple of special rules. One called loot, which means gain an extra loot roll if you hold the field. So +1 loot roll, and we're going to get a lot of loot rolls. We got the one from the event, which was an analyzer. We get an extra one, but because this is a quest mission, I think you get more than one anyway. Then they have the special agents have a second special roll called Intrigue. Roll 2d6 +1 for killing lieutenant/unique on a 9+ gain a quest rumor. So we killed a lieutenant and a unique. I think that means +2. So 2d6 +2. If we get 9, we get a rumor. That is 5, 8, 9, 10. So we get 1 rumor. I think that's everything. The rest of the stuff we will cover in the post-battle. And I'm looking at this, and I completely forgot that there was supposed to be a deployment condition of toxic environment. Oh well, at least I completely forgot it, and it was equal on both sides. I'm going to wrap this up for now, and we'll reconvene to do the post-combat sequence. Okay, friends, we are back in my office, and we are going to do the post-combat sequence for turn 4. We just finished our quest, and we can now, I guess the team can search the area for any more clues to continue on their quest for alien artifacts. Just to reiterate what we did at the very end, that mission had a priority target, and so we were able to take out the priority target, and we got an extra 1d3 credits. We rolled a 2. And then the other thing that had some special rules were our enemies, the secret agents. They have a special rule called loot. So we're going to get an extra roll on the loot table. And then we did roll on intrigue. We rolled 2d6. We got an 11 plus 2d6 plus 2. We have a quest rumor. So we had 3 credits. The 2 extra credits are going to take us from 3 to 5. And we had 0 quest rumors because we just started this quest. And that's going to take us from 0 to 1. Now, let us start the post-battle sequence. So step 1 is resolve rival status. So if you fought an opponent that is not the rival and held the field, which is true, on a 1, the type of opponent you fought just fought become your rivals. So we need to roll 1d6. 3. So those guys, the secret secret agents did not become our rivals. That's good. We already have 2 rivals. Resolve patron status. This was not a patron mission, so we skip that. Determine quest progress. If you just bought a quest battle that was part of a quest, yes. Roll a d6. If you have obtained any quest rumors, add +1 for each rumor. Normally we would have 0, but we got that special one from the secret agents. So we have +1 quest rumor, but we also have the analyzer. So that's going to be +2. So here's the results right here. So we need to roll, this is going to be d6, and then we're going to add 2. So 3 plus 2 is 5. On a modified score of 4, 5, or 6, you are a step closer. Gain a quest rumor. So we get another quest rumor. Now we have 2 quest rumors. Looks like the way this works, if you get a 7 or higher, you're at the conclusion of the quest, and you have to do one more quest mission. Every time you do a quest mission, you're going to get a little bit closer, because you're going to, if you don't finish it, you're going to get a +1. Unless you roll very badly. Okay, if the modified roll was 4 or higher, roll another d6 with no modifiers. On a 5 or a 6, the next step is on another world. You must travel before you're able to... Okay, so we need to roll again. And on a 5 or 6, it's on another world. 3. So we can continue to work on this quest when we're in Praxis Prime. Get paid. You earn 1d6 credits in pay, loot, or bounty, or salvage. If you finish the final mission of a quest, so not the final mission, so this is going to just be normal, but it's not a patron job, so there's no danger pay. So it's going to be roll a d6, and we can treat a 1 or a 2 as a 3. Well, that's a 1. That's going to count as a 3. So that's going to take us from 5 credits up to 8. Battlefield finds. If you held the field after the battle, you can search it afterwards, which we did. Roll a d100. 09. 1 to 15. Randomly select a slain but not bailed enemy from the battlefield. You may keep any weapons they were carrying. Oh, that's great. They had 2 very good weapons. They had... Oh, I have to randomly select. So we had 6 guys. One of them, the regular guys and the leader all just had military rifles. So we'll say we need to roll a d6. Oh, I was going to say 1 to 4 is military rifles. So we got a military rifle. And unfortunately, 5 or 6 would have been the good ones. Check for invasion. Secret agents are not an invasion threat. Okay, so gather loot. Roll once on the loot table to see what you've earned. Some circumstances may offer additional rolls. So we have an extra roll from the secret agents. Okay, so first roll is going to be a 20, which is a weapon. And then we'll just roll our second roll for the type here. 97 is a reward. So we have a weapon and a reward. Let's roll on the weapons subtable. That is going to be a 64, which is a special weapon. Okay. Okay, so that's right here. We got a 38 on the special weapons table. Oh, it's a plasma rifle. Even though we didn't get the one from there. I guess I'm just going to say we got that one, because that makes sense, right? Because we looted it from the battlefield. So we were able to walk away with the plasma rifle. That one's great. That's the one that's 20 inch range, 2 shots, and +1 damage. So that's pretty good. Somebody's going to be using that. Oh, and our second loot roll was a reward. Rewards table, there we go. 44, so 41 to 55. Valuable materials, 1d6 plus 2 credits. Okay, I'm not going to complain about extra money. 3 plus 2 is going to be 5 more credits. So that's going to take us from 8 up to 13. Okay, so that's our loot. Okay, determine injuries and recovery. Cracks, Hammer, and DD209 were all wounded. So Cracks first, we need to roll a D100 on the injury table. Once again, low is bad. Okay, 77 is good. 55 to 80 is minor injuries. No long-term effect. Campaign turns in sickbay 1. Actually, that's not bad, because that just means he loses his campaign turn, but then he can do the mission next time. We need to roll for Hammer. Come on. Oh, man. You know what? Hammer is destined to die, I think. This is his 3rd death roll. We've saved him from dying twice already, I think. He rolled a 09. death or permanent injury, we just, unfortunately, could not save Hammer. We will have to raise a glass in his honor and take all his stuff, put it in the stash, and look for a replacement next turn. Hammer has a blade and a blast pistol. He's gone down in all 4 missions, and I think this is the 3rd out of 4 times I've rolled him to be dead. You need to roll on the bot injury table for DD209. 30 is equipment loss. Random carried item is damaged. So DD209 has a military rifle and an infantry laser. On 1 to 3, the military rifle is damaged. A 4 to 5, 6, it's the infantry laser. Oh no, my infantry laser is now damaged. Okay. But other than that, it's 0 repair time, 0 turns repair time. I'm going to put the now damaged infantry laser in the stash. I think I might give him a plasma rifle instead. That is all of our injuries. So let's go to the next step. Experience. The bots don't get experience. Became a casualty. Cracks became a casualty, but he also got the first casualty on the enemies, so he's going to get 2 again. So he's going to go from from 5 to 7, so he may very well improve something. Cracks has a combat of 1, and with 7, we can improve his combat to +2. Or with 6, we can improve his toughness to +5. I am going to improve his toughness to 5. He's going to go from 7 down to 1 XP. Okay, so the other characters, Miley and Captain Lamb, both survived in 1, so they're both going to get 3. And Captain Lamb has 4, so he's going to go from 4 to 7. And Miley also has 4, so she's also going to go from 4 to 7. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to improve something for both of them. Reactions cost 7. Captain Lamb already has a +1 combat, so I think I'm going to increase his reactions from 1 to 2. Yep, so he's going to go down to 7 XP, 1 to 2 reactions. Miley, you know what? I really need to increase her savvy so that she can be better at repairing stuff. Yeah, so I'm going to spend 5, so she's going to go from 7 XP down to 2, and I'm going to bump her savvy from 1 to 2. And I used the dose of still that she had, so I'm going to remove that from her. The next thing I might try and increase on Miley is I might wait till she has 10 and give her a luck point. That way she'll be more survivable. That might be the best thing to do for Cracks too. Cracks is pretty good stat line right now. Invest in advanced training. I have 13 credits at the moment. I think I'm going to still have to hold off on advanced training. Oh, another good thing for Miley would be making her a bot technician so that all bot upgrades cost 1 credit less. Oh, and you can roll twice for post-battle injury. And you can, yeah, I'm definitely going to do that sometime soon. Okay, but we're not going to do that right now. The next step is purchase items. We don't need to buy anything. We are going to sell a couple of things. We got, from one of the battlefield events, we got a second analyzer. So we don't need 2. So we're going to sell 1 analyzer and go from 13 to 14 credits. I might just sell this extra military rifle too. I have a lot of weapons. I have 4 extra weapons that are just sitting in my stash. Plus I have 3 damaged weapons that I should try and fix. You know what? I'm not going to sell a military rifle though. I'm going to sell Captain Lamb's colony rifle and give him the military rifle instead. They're exactly the same, except colony rifle's range 18 and military rifle is range 24. So it has 6 extra inches of range. So 15 credits, sell the colony rifle. Because we can sell up to 3 undamaged items, 1 credit each. So that's 2. Okay, I could sell 1 more item. Yeah, okay, so we're just going to sell those 2 things. Do we want to buy a roll on the gear or gadget table? I'm going to buy 1 roll, and then I'm going to look at those 2 tables and see which one I want. Either one of them could be weapons. I am going to buy a roll, let's say gadget table. Okay, so we're gonna go from 15 to 12 credits, and we're gonna roll a D100 on the gadget table. 05. An analyzer? Man, that's 3 credits. I'm gonna spend a story point and re-roll that, because gosh darn it, that's like the only thing that won't help us at all. We're gonna go from 5 down to 4. We're gonna roll this again. 82. Okay, so that's something different. 81 to 83. Sonic emitter. I have no idea what that does. Let's find out. I hope it's something good. Any enemy within 5 inches suffers -1 to all hit rolls when shooting. Not bad. We'll have to figure out who to give that to. So we need to roll for a campaign event. Roll a D100. 73. See if we get one that's not terrible this time. The crew spends a night drinking, watching movies, and playing cards. +1 story point. Okay, yeah, that one's good. I guess low is bad on these, it seems like, as well. So that puts us from 4 back up to 5. Okay, so that was our campaign event. Okay, we need to pick a non-bot for the character event. 1 to 2 is going to be Captain. 3, 4 Cracks. 5, 6 Miley. So it's the Captain is the one with the character event this time. Let's jump down. Here's the character events table. 04. You have some business to attend to elsewhere. Wow. The character is unavailable for the next 2 campaign turns. They will require no upkeep during this time and cannot be the target of any events. When they return, award them 1d6 XP and roll once on the loot table. That's the captain? Okie dokie. He's like, you guys, I got some personal, definitely not gambling related incidents that I have to go take care of. So I assume he's going to miss 2 battles. That's not great. So we're definitely going to try and recruit at least a couple of characters. So let's roll the d6 and see how many XP he's going to get when he comes back. He's going to come back and he's going to get 3. Let's just roll on the loot table as well right now. So we just know what he's going to have when he comes back. It's going to be an 09. It's going to be a weapon. 91. He's going to come back with some grenades. Grenades. One more roll. 96. He's going to come back with 3 dazzle grenades. That's actually not too bad. The dazzle grenades, if I remember correctly, are their area. You attack somebody with them, and then it also hits everyone within 2, and then they're immediately stunned. Let's see what the next step is. That was the character event. I'm not sure I like that one that much. If I had rolled more than 3 XP, if I rolled like 6, it might be okay. Okay, so we rolled for a character event. We checked for galactic war progress, which is the last step. None of our planets have been invaded. So that's going to wrap up turn 4. The crew's in a little bit of a predicament right here. Hammer has gone to meet his ancestors. Cracks is going to miss 1 campaign event turn in sickbay. And the captain has disappeared mysteriously, saying, you guys, you have 2 missions lined up. Take care of those. Try and recruit somebody new for the crew. And I'll be back as soon as I can. And with that, he disappears. And we'll have to figure out what happens in turn 5. All right. Thank you for watching, and have a great day, and I will see you next time.